It was the early months of the pandemic when I passed through the dimly lit streets of a barangay in Quezon City. The residences and small business shops appeared abandoned, albeit it's only 9 p.m. Exhaustion weighing heavily on my shoulders after a long day's work, and due to the necessities that I bought from a nearby grocery that I'm carrying way home. As I walk, I only hear the distant hum of a few vehicles passing a nearby avenue. Suddenly, a scene of horror unfolded before my eyes. A sales lady, her face contorted in fear, held at knife point by a man concealed with the shadows of surrounding things captured by the street light. Fear gripped my heart, urging me to flee from the unfolding nightmare, which I obeyed without hesitation. With each step I made to flee, the women's screams echoed, and hearing each stabs and profanities coming from the assailant, both haunting me as I navigate the labyrinth streets of a neighborhood barangay. In the days that followed, guilt is slowly consuming me, driving me to seek answers in the depths of the internet and local news outlets. Yet, to my bewilderment, there was no mention of the robbery and murder that had unfolded before my eyes. Even the active social media page of the barangay that governs the street where the crime transpired has not posted any news about the incident, as if it had been erased from existence, leaving only the echoes of the witness crime to torment me. Despite my efforts to bury the unsettling encounter, my conscience refused to be silenced. Its relentless whispers urging me that I'm also responsible for what happened to the poor sales lady. So I delved deeper, scouring archives and databases for any trace of the crime that had shaken me to the core. As days turned into weeks, my obsession grew, consuming every moment with feelings of guilt and conscience. And then I stumbled upon a 10-year-old article I found while browsing. The robbery and murder had occurred a decade ago, long before I had ever set foot on those dimly lit streets and as a nearby resident. The photo of the smiling and charming sales lady shown within the article and quotes from her family members asking for justice for what happened to their breadwinner daughter and sister. This revelation sent a chill down my spine, casting a shadow of doubt over everything I thought knew. I was or merely a bystander, a witness to a tragedy that had already played out. As of now, the culprit hasn't been caught. Haunted by the ghosts of the past, I found myself trapped in feelings of uncertainty and guilt, grappling with the implications of my unwitting involvement in a long forgotten crime. Our barangay, once familiar and comforting, now seemed to hold secrets too terrible to fathom. And as I gazed into the abyss of my conscience, I realized that some truths were best left buried, their weight too heavy for mortal shoulders to bear. In the end, all I could do was carry the burden of my knowledge, a silent witness to the darkness that lurked just beyond the reach of the streetlights. On October 31st, my younger male cousins and I had our second part of our bi monthly drinking session at the balcony of my siblings' house. Like any typical Filipino guy's drinking session or house party. It started with karaoke, followed up by guy talks, and eventually delved into deep philosophical or ideological discussions. We shifted to beer after emptying a bottle of Chivas, and it seemed like I was struggling to keep up with my younger cousin's drinking pace. However, we ran out of topics to talk about until one of my cousins brought out something unexpected: a Ouija board. My cousin said it was timely, given it's Halloween, suggesting that we try to contact spirits. I chuckled because I didn't believe in such things, but I went along with it for some amusement while drinking. As usual, we called upon the souls of our local heroes, or characters imprinted in our local currency, deceased musicians and actors, whether from Hollywood or from our country. Even though nothing happened, we continued to place our hands on the planchette of the Ouija board. I also almost slapped one of my cousins when he suddenly joked that he was possessed. When my cousins couldn't think of which spirit to contact next, they asked me if I remembered any celebrities who became famous during my time and had since passed away. I recalled the gossip I heard from a friend about a B-list actor who later became a bold star doing light porn movies. He had movies in the 90s until the early 2000s. Then he suddenly disappeared from showbiz. And when he fell into obscurity, he supposedly got addicted to meth and eventually died from an overdose. My cousins laughed as I recounted the colorful life story of the late actor. Still, we contacted the spirit of the actor, and like before, nothing happened, and it just ended in laughter until the rain poured, and we all went inside the house carrying our drinks and snacks. But we left the Ouija board on the table while it got soaked in the rain. One of my cousins said I needed to say goodbye to the spirit before ending the session. I just laughed at my cousin and told him he's too old to believe in such nonsense. Since I've had enough, I said my goodbyes to them and went home. 2 days passed. As I was browsing through posted content on social media, a publicly posted video caught my attention. It's about the bold star that my cousins and I tried to contact the spirit of. I was puzzled because the title of the video stated the name of the said actor, and it claimed that he had passed away. I was surprised because I knew he had died a long time ago, so I wondered why it was being reported only now. I decided to watch the video. In the video, the actor's widow spoke, saying that her husband seemed to have had a nightmare while sleeping next to her in bed. The widow only found out that her husband had passed away when she woke up in the morning. In my country, we call this as bangungot, or to be medically precise, the cause of his death was sudden, unexplained nocturnal death syndrome, or SUNDS. My hair stood after watching the video because it appears that the actor had died only hours after my cousins and I tried to contact his spirit. Anyways, rest in peace to him, but what a coincidence.